I see a marble here, and this might be an alley. I can't tell, but it sure looks like it. I saw it roll. And I'll explain something to you. If you're looking for these marbles, I'm not just on like a farm dump or like a dump over the hill from a couple houses. I'm on a town dump where thousands of families dump for 100 years. And I'm on the newer end where they stopped dumping up to the late 60s. And the trash goes from about, on this, I find a 1930s bottle here every now and then, and if I get down deep enough, I'm into them. But I'm into like late 30s trash to 1968 probably, 70, something like that. 1970, we'll say, is the cutoff point dumping here. There's been some illegal dumping, but you know, I'll find like a Happy Meal toy from the 90s every now and then, and some toys from the 90s, and some other junk, you know, like that. But that's why there's so many marbles. Marbles were the most popular toy. And like even this place I'm digging here, these aren't all one throwaway. It's from thousands of families throwing here, and kids didn't have one marble, and they're glass, and they last, you know, they're gonna be here for the next, you know, 1,000 years. You can come here and dig and find marbles. They're glass, and there's no really erosion here. They're packed under a clay cap. That's why there's so many marbles. And right up in here, I did real good. I'll put a couple videos at the end when I was digging up in here a few months ago. Older marbles, alley agates, champion agates, vitro agates. But there's newer marble kings too from the 60s, just like there's, you know, everything else mixed together here. And that's why there's marbles. You want the town dumps where whole communities dumped. You get on a small dump, the people that dumped here might not even have had kids. You know, they might not have had any marbles. But most kids had marbles. It was the most popular toy. And like marbles like this came in bags at 5 and dime stores, like in the 50s and the 60s. They were 5 and 10 cents for 50 and 100 marbles, and sometimes more than 100 marbles. So if a kid got 10 bags of them, they had thousands of marbles. And all it takes, imagine a house with 4 kids, you know, and the mom comes up here, they clean out their rooms when the kids leave the house. Marbles were basically worthless. 5 or 10 cents for 100 marbles. Kids lost them, they were careless with them. They're everywhere on these dumps. Now look at this. See it? I saw this fall. It's a green swirl. Yeah, it is. I saw that right there. Look at that. That's an alley agate, and that's a beautiful marble if it's not messed up. All right. Man, good day. That's beautiful. Holy mackerel. Let me wipe this off. I'll show it with a good camera too. That's beautiful. Later. Yeah, this is a smoker. It's got tan in it, green. These swirls are clear base looking into the marble. And it's just awesome condition. That's another day maker. Man, I hope that explains to you and helps you find marbles. You want big dumps, and you want that age of trash. So, hope that helps you find some. Later, look all the way down the hill trash. Look at this. Everywhere, hundreds of yards in each direction. Later. All right, here's that swirl. That's a nice looking marble. I'd say that's an alley agate made in West Virginia between 1929 and 1949. That's a nice looking marble. Wet mint. Hope that information helped you. Later. Alright, after I found that green marble there on that pile, I dug all these other marbles too. There's marble kings here. There's a vitro agate helmet. There's some newer vitros, there's some alleys, some other swirls, and all these in like a couple hours. And these are just the ones that are flawless condition. I dug lots of other ones with flaws, you know, some bottles. And if you're wondering how to go about finding a place like this, like in my area, pre-1960, there was no trash man. There was no trash pickup. So basically, everybody just drove to a couple places and dumped all the trash from their household. And, you know, to find those places, you can ask around, anybody over 70 years old. Some of the places, even the smaller places, you know, there might be a place only like they dump for a few years, it's kind of unknown. State road workers or township workers that pave roads, that are down over the sides of the banks, putting in pilings to secure roads, stuff like that, will remember seeing trash heaps. Talk to them. Older people too will just remember, taking trash to a dump. My dad, knew of a couple dumps that I dig on. I dig on multiple dumps, and he remembers shooting bottles there and taking trash with these as a kid, like prior to 1960, in the mid 50s when he was a kid. You can also ask hunters and fishermen, guys that walk around in the woods a lot. A lot of people don't care about stuff like this, so ask them if they've seen bottles. You have to kind of think outside the box and just ask around. You can also just go, if you're in a new town, a small town, go into a dive bar and talk to the oldest guy there, buy a couple beers and talk to some people. People will remember dumps and going there and dumping trash. On one of the dumps, the dump that I was on, that I found that big shooter marble, like, I don't know, there 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and some of those nice swirls. There's an old guy that walks up that hill, and he saw me digging one day and was talking to me, and he said he told me a story about how before he got his driver's license, he used to load up stuff in the car so he could drive down the hill. They just lived out the hill a ways, so he could drive the car and go dump the trash as an excuse to get to drive the car. When he was younger, his parents let him do it because it was a back road then and there would have never been a cop there. But people remember, so take that into consideration. Do some asking around, do some field work, leg work, and you'll find places like this. This is just only one dump I dig, and all of them have marbles. I'm digging on video thus far, I've dug on 7 dumps, and I find marbles on every one of them. And look at these beauties. I'll put the rest of these in a future video. I'm going to go tomorrow and try to dig some more, make a long marble digging video. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope it helps you get onto some places where you can find stuff like this. Look at that helmet marble right there with like the uranium glass clear spot on it. Look at that swirl right there. Wow. Nice ones today. Later. I'm heading to the dump now, but I'm taking these and putting them up now. So that's the frame I did. You can see how big that frame is. All these marbles were dug on my channel. There's a uranium glass one right there at Glaze. There's that handmade one I just found. Alley pistachio swirl. The parrot. There's another vitro, and here's the frame I'm putting them up now. So this is the last time you see it, and I got another frame like this. I'm going to start another one, and I'll get these out maybe in 6 months and show a bunch of marbles. I've filled a bunch of frames on my channel, and if you go over to my playlists, you can see these are all in videos. I have lots of content on. If you want something to watch, go over and hit my playlist, and you have something to watch all day. Well, you'll have something to watch all year. Later.